Well, you're back just in time to do a nice review on another Tokarev shotgun. These Tokarevs are proven to be quite the asset on our farm here, just for having a lot of fun. You can do a little bit of squirrel hunting with them, bird hunting, take care of some rattlesnakes or whatever the case may be. This one's fairly patriotic, so I got some music to go with it today. This is the patriotic Tokarev bullpup shotgun. So in the background we will play the national anthem. So the shells that you see there today are Winchester's Super X shells, and they are proven to be very reliable in this gun. I have tried different shells, but these by far, the Upland Small Game Super X right here, that's our bird shot that you can see here. You can use it for bird, squirrel, rabbit, turkey. That's good for a game and also good for practice. So this particular gun comes with a 5-round magazine. So you have 5 plus 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the mag. You can put 1 in the chamber, gives you a total of 6 rounds. You can take care of most anything on our farm with 6 rounds of birdshot or upland game shot. That particular round is a 2 3/4 inch. It's 1 ounce of lead coming out of the tube at 1,290 feet per second, which is plenty enough to make this gun operate. You'll notice that I have this locked open. You can see the chambers open there. I put a shotgun shell underneath it so that when I lay it down, it does not hit the release. But by leaving these open, it tends to compress the spring a little bit and makes them a little more reliable. These all come with a spring that's pretty stout, a little bit stronger than what's needed, and they kind of expect you to go through a break-in period. So by storing these guns with them locked open, it just helps out with the compression of that spring and makes them run with light loads quite a bit better. The controls on this are very similar to an M16 or AR-15 as far as the bolt release is concerned. You can see that here, and it's very close to where your magazine, the relationship of it magazine to the release is the same as an AR-15. The safety also is the same. You have a thumb safety right there, so as you put your hand on the gun there, you would be in the safe mode like that. You want to put lead down range. That's why I remember to go down. Down range with the lead means you are in the fire condition. So that's a very nice control. It is not ambidextrous, which is fine with me. I don't do the right-handed and left-handed thing all the time, so works good for me. So birdshot, that's a good birdshot. Then when you want to get a little bit more serious with a buckshot, also again, Super X made by Winchester. This comes out of the tube at 1,320 feet, 25 feet per second. 9 pellets of double-aught buck, that's 33 caliber. And I tend to stick with the 2 3/4 inch shells because even though this can shoot a 3-inch, it just it handles it better in the magazine to shoot the shorter shell. So 2 3/4 is the way to go if you want reliability on these guns, and you don't really need the extra horsepower anyway. In most applications, 2 3/4 will get the job done. So these do come from the factory with a set of sights that are just peep and post sights. This is what they look like here. I'll lay them out here for you. It comes with a peep for the rear and a post for the front. These would clip onto the Picatinny rail, and those are okay if you're just a really budget-minded person, maybe a younger person that's just getting started with their first fun shotgun. You're going to spend $336 for this shotgun from Bud's Gun Shop. They currently have those in stock, but I did not care for these little plastic pop-up sights. Like I say, they're peep in the rear, post in the front, and I just set those aside. And I went on eBay and got me a Romeo red dot sight. You can see the Romeo red dot up on the top of the gun. Get my pointer out here. So there's your Romeo red dot 5, and you do have to be careful on these. If you buy these on eBay, that you get the real thing. Look at your report of who's selling them, and then make sure that it has a good crisp number 5 on the far right hand side of this, and that'll let you know you got the real thing. If the 5 looks like an S, kind of soft, then you got a fake Chinese copy. Then I also put in a laser and a light system here on the bottom. These are $24.99, call it 25 bucks. And the brand on that, so that you'll know how to buy these yourself, I get these off of Amazon, is DefenTac. DefenTac. So $24.95 for this little box, 25 bucks, and it comes with a magnetic ring type charger that clips on right here. It'll have a little blinking green light when it's charging, and it'll be a solid green light when it gets charged up. But you got 2 controls. You got one up top is for your laser right there. Let's see if I can get this laser turned on. You can see the laser's on now. And then this bottom control right here is for your flashlight. You can clearly see that there. So it's got that on both sides. You can hit that if you're right or left-handed, or whichever one you prefer to hit, and that'll do your controls. These are very easy to sight in. Comes with a very small Allen wrench. There's one control right here on this side and one on the opposite side. So this one does your up and down, and the one on the other side will do your right and left. Very easy to operate. What I like to do when I sight one of these in is get the red dot, get it exact out in the yard, and do it 25 yards, and then I just match the laser up in the house to this. And realize if you're up close and personal, like really close in a self-defense situation, keep in mind that you're about 2 inches lower on your barrel than your red dot. So whatever you put your red dot on, you need to have it aimed about 2 inches above if you're at 7 yards to hit exact. You're not trying to hit exact, don't worry about it. The laser for interior use in a home defense situation is actually a little bit better. You can put it exactly where you want it, tune it for really close-up shots, and even at 7 yards, you can make it where your shot pattern hits exactly where your laser is. It's just the way lasers work. It's a little bit different than the red dot. So the gun itself has already proven with these nice light rounds here, very good on recoil, and reliability has been top-notch, no problem at all. I did use some grease on it. I prefer to use this grease right here. This is made by Birchwood Casey, Rig Universal Grease, and I like to grease the gas system itself where this runs back and forth. I'll go ahead and release this so you can see that. And you've got a heavy bolt right there. Actually, it is the barrel itself, but you've got a sleeve right here that runs back and forth on that part of the barrel, kind of like an axle, truck axle, and that's where I grease. I put a nice load of grease there. You can do it with a Q-tip, or when you've got this upper hand guard off, you can lather that up with grease. You're not going to hurt it. Some people get excited when they see me put a bunch of grease on a shotgun, but it doesn't hurt a thing. You can also grease this right here, this bolt. Another good place to put a little grease is right here on this bolt face. Just a thin coat right there. And then you can open this action back up again. Let's open it and lock it by holding the control. And then I like to put, you got to be careful when you do this. Don't hit the release. Just a very thin coat of grease on the outer wall of that chamber right there. I put a little bit on the feed ramp itself, so when that plastic shell hits, it glides through there. And so just a very thin coat of grease right there, and that will make that shotgun really run nice and smooth. We want reliability, whether it's just out in the yard having fun or whatever the case may be, hunting or whatever. You don't want the gun to jam on you. You want it to run good and smooth. So that grease really helps with that. Now, these guns are not known for having excellent triggers. They have about a 9 or 10 pound trigger. The trigger is here and you're releasing way back here, so it has a long steel rod and a heavy spring. So if you're expecting a precision trigger like you'd have on a rifle, you can just forget about it. And I would not fool with it. I would not start changing springs and messing around with it, because the next thing you'll know, you might have a semi-automatic that turns into a fully automatic shotgun, and I'm not a big fan of that. You don't want to try to be controlling a 12 gauge shotgun that just starts running full auto. Don't want to do that. So factory mag comes with this, like I say, 5+1. I bought this as an aftermarket, also from Turkey. And this one is a 9+1, but they do make these in a 10+1 application also. So this is a 9-round mag, and you put the 9 in there, 1 in the chamber, you got 10 rounds. And just for blasting out the yard and having fun, it's a very good mag. This is run perfectly reliable, no issues at all. This factory mag has been reliable with either one of these shells. I stick with the Super X made by Winchester because you just don't have problems with it. I have shot some light loads in Federal, and it did function okay, except that the bolt did not lock to the rear on the last shot, telling me that those were a little bit light in the britches to get the job done. So went back to the Winchester, bought several cases of those, and had nothing but great success. Now, another thing about these guns, they do come with multiple chokes, and the way that Tokarev does this, these chokes are not labeled. They do not have printed on the side of them what's on the choke. So here's the way that you tell. Now, I'm not going to tell you exact, but I will tell you this much. They have notches that they cut in these. This one has 1, 2, 3 notches right there. They're very fine notches. You may be able to see them on camera, you may not. But the more notches that you have, that means you have less and less choke. So if you've got full notches, like 5 of them, let's see what this one has. This one has only 1 notch. So that 1 notch means that's choked a lot. That's a full choke. This would be like a moderate choke or modified choke. And the one that's in there is a cylinder. It's wide open. I think it has 5 notches. So I'm using that because I did shoot some slugs out of it. So you can determine how tight of a pattern you want these to shoot, and makes a big difference. These chokes are nice. These are a Benelli style choke. So if you had some Benelli chokes laying around, I'm sure they'd work in this gun. But they send you 3 of them with it. A full choke, a modified choke, and a cylinder. So you can, and it comes with a little wrench there that you can turn and get that choke in and out. Very easy to do. I do put just a very small touch of blue Loctite on the edge of my choke when I put it in, because these shotguns are notorious for shooting that choke loose after the barrel heats up a little bit. So I'll shoot it, get it heated up, make sure the gun's empty, and then even with the blue Loctite, I'll double check it and torque it down and get it just like I want it, and make absolutely sure that it stays put, because you don't want to be shooting a shotgun with a choke unscrewing. You could damage your barrel. So thank y'all for watching. I hope that this is informative to you. Be prepared on this particular gun, patriotic gun here. You're going to pay $336 at Bud's Gun Shop. I do not work for them, but I do like their company. They also have a great program on all of their guns. It's a 90-day layaway. So you pick the FFL closest to your home. You put this gun on layaway. I think the minimum is 15% down. So put your 15 down and then you pay on it. The minimum payments each time is $25. So like I call it the $1 down, $1 a day program. And over the course of 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, you can have that gun sent to your local FFL. Pick you out a FFL that has a low price on transfers. Ours is $20. And for every 30 days that you're on their program, they're going to charge you an extra 15 bucks, I think. So quicker you get it paid off, the better off you'll do. But they're not digging in your pocket very deep for $15 charge. That's like interest on a loan. And Bud's Gun Shop, good folks. And boy, when they ship it to your FFL real quick. So hope you enjoy this, and hope you get you one of these. If you don't like this one and want to go just a little bit cheaper, they do also have a marine shotgun. Let me go ahead and show you that real quick. The marine shotgun is similar to that. The only big difference is it does not have the patriotic flag. It has just a nickel coating over all the metal parts, nickel here, The magazine is also nickel coated, and I have added this foregrip on the front just to give me a little bit more protection, make sure my hand has something to park on as I'm going forward. Because if you don't do that, now this one you've got that to protect you, but I'm telling you, on these short guns like this, you can mess around and get your hand up there close to that barrel and blow off a finger or burn something. So be very careful with a short barreled bullpup shotgun. Always watch your hand. Make sure that you stay away from that muzzle up there. So again, thank y'all for watching. Hit that like and subscribe on the way out the door if you would, please. And look forward to seeing you on the next video. Over and out for now.